was right on target about many of those things. But I don't think there's no movement that follows him. There's no connection, relationship. My problem is those who support terrorism, members of the Knesset that support terrorism. I mean, people get excited about, Otzma Yehudit. Like, okay, fine. I wish they were as concerned about some other things on the extreme left. You're talking to me about a group of people, some of them follows Rabbi Kahana. They're not the problem.
Since he was shot dead, we've had another kind of nearly 30 years of occupation, which is, unmistakably brutalized Israeli society. We've had a major intifada, more wars, and that kind of weird combination of stagnation and also instability has really helped the cause of Kahanism in Israeli society, because the machinery and architecture of occupation has made Palestinians in the West Bank and Gaza more and more remote. Every year, every decade that goes by, they become sort of more and more this undifferentiated mass, which is always a mentality, a framing that assists with kind of mass atrocity policies like mass deportation and ethnic cleansing. It now sort of seems like an option for a much larger part of the political spectrum than it used to actually, annex the West Bank and then potentially deport Palestinians en masse.
The radical settler movement is increasingly feeling its muscle. They can harass, destroy buildings and act violently against the Palestinians. They are living, in some sense, above the law. And I really do think it's a very neo-Kahanist position. So he's back.
From time to time we see graffiti that Meir Kahana Tzadak, that he was right.
We say that Kahana was wrong and the settlers are wrong and we are against occupation. We took it off from the shops and we will now completely destroy them.
That, the ideology of Meir Kahana exists in Hebrew until now. It's kind of quiet transfer policy by making the life harder and harder for the normal civilians in this area. They just try to direct them to leave the area, chase them away, displace them by their own and by time.
I started Red Devil, I believe, in 2013 or 2014. I'm in the recovery field, and I went to school for recovery coach classes. And in one of the classes, the teacher said, if your client wants holistic medicine, find it for them. And they left it at that. So what I did is I Googled and I found Kratom. And I read these testimonies, how Kratom got someone off of heroin, how Kratom got someone off the opiates, how Kratom helped someone for the pain pills, right? And I told myself, what is this stuff? How come I never heard about it? I bought myself about $80 worth, and I gave it all out for free. And that's how I started, and I got these beautiful testimonies, how Kratom helped them get off of drugs, and how Kratom helped their kids get off of drugs. When you start helping a lot of people, people talk about you, right? And when people talk about you, they tell everybody, this guy has a solution to your addiction. And I started this business from scratch. Like, I came into this business with hardly any money and built it up to something. A one-man show. I try to wake up early in the morning. I check all my orders, right? I go over the orders, I see everything what's going on. I start doing some writing, returning emails and stuff like that. Then I prepare the shipments, right? Prepare the shipments, weigh everything out. I go and I make shipping labels for them. And then I put it in an envelope. Put the shipping envelope in there, I'm off to the post office. I get it from the farms, right, where the trees are in the big jungles, right? We get it from there, it's actually processed, it's dried, it's lab tested, and then it's sent to us. It's from the family of the coffee plant. What it is, it's a leaf. They take that leaf, they grind it, and they turn it into a powder. And you put it in a cup, you mix it up, and you drink it. It doesn't taste the best. The taste is pretty bad, but it does work. It's better than any oxycodone or Roxy or any other these other deadly drugs that are going on today. One, it could be used for easing opioid withdrawals. 2, pain management. 3, energy. 4, all kinds of stuff. There's even studies that it helps diabetes. Right now, Kratom is 100% legal in New York. There's a few states where it's not legal, they banned it, like Alabama, Wisconsin, Vermont, and a few other states where it's banned. We run into a lot of issues these days, like losing our Google shop or losing our social media accounts. We're constantly getting shut down. We're always starting from brand new. Reason being is I am getting people off of drugs, which is a big problem to some people, right? Sometimes people that are much stronger than me like to see people on pills instead of something natural, right? And I think that's wrong. I think if for $50, if I get someone off of drugs, you should let it be, right? Don't push more drugs down their throat, right? It's a shame what's going on. That's the way we're living today. I don't have enough money to fight these kind of people.
I just want to thank everybody for being patient with us through this crisis we're having. Send good vibes our way, because we need them. I'm hoping we should be back up shortly.
If something natural could help somebody get off something that's killing them, why take it away from them? Why take away something that's saving their lives? The FDA keeps, and the pharmaceutical company keeps throwing our name out there. That's the only reason we keep getting more and more popular. If I thought for 1 second I was hurting somebody, I wouldn't sell it. If I thought for 1 second those bad articles about Kratom were true, I wouldn't sell it.
St. Pauli is everything to me. Where should I start though? I was born and raised in Germany. When I was a kid, I hated soccer. I thought it was the most boring thing. Then friends took me to the first game in like '91, and I got infected. From there on, I basically went to every match, got a season ticket, went there like to the games for about 10 years before I moved away from Hamburg. Eventually, I ended up here in New York.
The East River Pirates, the name is based after the East River Bar. We're a St. Pauli supporters group here in New York City. It's been around for about 10 years. We come in, we watch the game, and try to bring that soccer fun into this little corner of Brooklyn.
Yo, you won. Who cares? Who cares if you won? You had fun, right? You had fun watching the game, win or lose. It's just fun.
St. Pauli is not necessarily popular because of like any titles or like big success stories they have in terms of sports. They've never won anything, I believe, like since I remember. St. Pauli has such a huge following for political reasons. You wear a St. Pauli shirt, you put it on, you have a message for the people. You are against racism, you're against fascism, you're against homophobia, against all the bullshit that is going on nowadays.
I grew up in the Midwest, in American football country, and so finding a sports community where the fact that I can walk in as a woman and nobody questions me, or the fact that I don't have to prove myself, that's an enormous thing. The thing about the St. Pauli community is that it's very mixed. There's a place for anybody, whoever you are, bring yourself and you're welcome here.
St. Pauli is not really famous too much for their soccer, more than they are through their politics, by helping a lot of refugee organizations and by helping bring water to communities that are undeveloped, which is their Viva Con Agua fundraisers and stuff. We do them here in East River Pirate as well. Each year we have a really great party for the end of the season, which a lot of the money goes towards Viva Con Agua.
St. Pauli is the team that cares about everybody equal. They want no racism, no sexism, nothing about that. And it's not even about the game, it's about them being like, yo, we're out here to play hard for you. The working class person that doesn't believe in any of those things that are bad. They're about us, the people.
It's about Bier. Tonight we got together, it's a Saturday night. St. Pauli is playing a home game against FC Ingolstadt, which is a team from Bavaria. The thing is, like, St. Pauli didn't do very well like for the last couple of games. I think they lost like 3 out of 4 games. So this is a very important match for us, like to show what direction we are going.
One of the interesting things about the way that our fan club works is the game has already happened. It was at like 7 o'clock this morning, so we're watching a delayed stream. And we do that for a number of reasons. One is that it's really hard to get a live stream that's like legal and isn't going to totally destroy your computer. But also we like to watch in the evening so we can relax and have a really good like party atmosphere around it. So it's fun. Everybody tries to stay off your computer or your phone all day to not find out the score, and then you show up totally fresh and watch it as though it's live. There's singing and chanting in the bar. It's a really good time.
Was nerve-wracking. I mean, it's amazing that we had a win because, like, again, they're not the best team, in their division. Nonetheless, today we stayed on top. We're 4th in the standings, so it was overall like amazing.
As per U.S. law, any child bought or sold into the sex trade is a victim of human trafficking.
Why is the first time I'm hearing about this?
On the same websites where you sell a couch, there are sections to buy people.
Really?
And up to half of these victims are boys. There is no such thing as a child prostitute, only a victim of exploitation. And it could be anyone.
She's talking about me. Should I say something?
You can't escape an escape room on a stationary bike.
Can I get out?
But this place has its own set of rules.
Welcome to the lab. We are currently in Governor's Island in the year 2053. Currently, this is the only place that is above sea level.
Escape rooms, virtual reality, whatever it takes to get the rest of us to pay attention to climate change. That's the goal of the Overview Collective, inspired by the Overview Effect,
which is a phenomena that astronauts experience when they go to space.
You know all about climate crisis?
This man is all about invading your space.
This is not really about me. It's about all of us here in this climate emergency.
And some people already think the odds are against our species' future.
I have decided not to have children because of the climate crisis.
For folks who aren't quite ready to go on birth strike, but who have plenty of eco-anxiety, there are new kinds of therapy.
So eco-psychology is an attempt to take the good healing that a person experiences in therapy and have it be the healing of the earth and the person.
This week, working toward a breakthrough. Before we hear those dreaded words, I'm afraid we're out of time. Barack Obama urged us to be the change that we'd like to see in the world. But when it comes to climate change, it's not that easy. Or is it? How can shifting our attitudes move the needle on saving the planet? When you think about it, awareness really is key. And in this episode, we're going to meet people who are working to change our hearts and minds when it comes to personal choices about the planet. And the conversations are happening everywhere, from innovation to a therapist's office to pillow talk, even underground. So why is New York City?
In the car, and I stop in front of each person and I actually ask them, if they're not holding their hand out already, would you like a flyer? And you know, some people treat me like I'm completely invisible, and I sort of push it just a little bit, and sometimes they'll look up and take one, take their earbuds out and say, what? And then they'll take a flyer. Yeah. But it's not uncommon for like 80 to 100% of the population of the subway car to take a flyer.
From a subway platform to the Governor's Island ferry, a new wave of activists are using their unique skills and experiences to meet New Yorkers where they live, to raise awareness about climate change.
So yeah, there's an upstairs, there's a lot of installations up there.
Very cool.